that broomstick.
So the episode begins with Jela going the off on Summer for saying that she had a broomstick up her ass, honey. And that seemed to be the main theme of this episode, broomsticks, honey. Because Summer said that so many times, I was like, bitch, it was funny the first time, it was annoying the 500th. And I guess the reason why she's saying the broomstick is up her ass because Miss Jala has been, you know, kind of standoffish, not really talking to the new girls, just sort of sticking within her clique. And so that explains the broomstick comment. So then they get off the hayride, and Natalie has the brilliant idea to have Summer and Jela duke it out in a boxing ring at the club, and whoever loses goes home. So then Jela and Summer start popping they shit, saying, bitch, I'ma beat you, nah, I'ma beat you, do, woo, woo, woo. And that is how the scene ends. So then the newbies get on the bus and they just talk shit about Jela, basically saying how she's stuck up, that she doesn't really interact with the new girls. Big Lex goes into her issues with her, but then, you know, they kind of worked it out once Big Lex beat her up. Well, I don't know if Big Lex beat her up. It was like a tie. It was a tie. So then they cut to the OG's bus and Jayla's basically saying the same thing, talking shit about Summer, yada, 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 yada. And Jayla's like, look, if I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to talk to you. And if that's the case, oh well. And I'm like, oh? Well, the whole thing is, for me, I'm not going to be pressed about a bitch not talking to me. Like, I'm not going to be like, you have a broomstick up your ass. Like, I'm just not going to talk to you back. You know, I ain't never gonna let no hoe see me sweat, bitch. So then they cut to these tricks getting ready to go to the boxing ring. And then the newbies get on the bus. And they basically just talk more shit about Jela. By the way, this is Summer's outfit, okay? She's ready to fight. She's ready to fight. And she's also ready to lose because that bitch got dog walked. So then the OGs get on their bus. And they're all like, oh my God, we're so excited to see the fight. Yay, 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 yay. So then these hoes pull up to the booking, and they get greeted by everybody, the fans, la 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 la. So then they're doing their performances, things of that nature. Oh, Biggie looked like a pit bull in a skirt. And then Tinkerbella has the courage to dive face first into the crowd. Tinkerbella was smart. She didn't just go on her back into the crowd. She went face first. So she knows that, okay, if these hoes, you know, playing some games and move out the way, at least I'll be ready for my fall. So then Natalie announces that Summer and Jela are going to go boxing in this ring, and whoever loses goes home. So then they start the fight. And when I tell you Jela beat the fuck out of Summer, I mean, she whooped that hoe, dragged that bitch, and beat the fuck out of her.
Get that hoe and drag that bitch and beat the fuck out of her.
I mean, she just boo, boo, boo. Summer had her head down the whole time, and Jela did some uppercuts. I was like, damn, Summer. Summer cannot even fight at all. No technical skills. And that's what even makes it worse for Slim. Because Slim, how you lose to that bitch? How? Jela had that bitch on the ground and everything. I said, yes, get her, Jela. Get her. One thing about Jela, she ain't no scary bitch. And she can fight, okay? She may not win them all, but she damn sure don't get her ass beat. I don't think I've ever seen Jela just get beat up, stomped out ever before. Have y'all seen her get beat up and stomped out? So then they ask the audience, like, who won? Summer? Or Jela? Ah! Clearly Jela won. Clearly Jela won. So then they get some random hosts to fight in the club. We got this behemoth right here. And then this trick in a white dress shirt or whatever. Girl, you do not look prepared for a fight. But I mean, these two hoes give it to each other. I mean, look, nobody clearly lost. Nobody clearly won. So, yeah. So then after that, Anna and then a couple of the other girls leave. I don't know why. Okay. So then Natalie allows the club to play a Stunner Girl song, okay? Because apparently Indianapolis, that is a big Stunner Girl city. They love her. They love her. They love her. But Biggie didn't like that one, did she? Because she is so mad talking about, this girl was only on one season and she blasted you with your family in the network and why you playing her song? Why you playing her song? Girl, why is you so pressed? It's just a song in a club. Simmer down, Seabiscuit, simmer down. So then Natalie sees that Biggie is upset and having a little temper tantrum, and she goes on the mic. But actually, when this was getting filmed, Biggie went on the mic first and went off on Natalie. And we're going to go back down memory lane and watch it.
You look with the network, nothing you think you see not speak. You had that, you don't see not speak.
So then, Biggie storms out of the club looking very pressed and stressed. Like, is she crying? Like, this girl is really emotional. Damn, Biggie must feel some sort of way about Stunner Girl and the way she dogged her out. I mean, first of all, Stunner whooped her ass on Baddies West, okay? And she also chased Biggie out of the Baddies West reunion, and Biggie ended up running into a car face first. It was so funny. But then Biggie, embarrassed and all, was like, oh, they were chasing after me with the gun. They were chasing after me with the gun. But later on, it was confirmed that Stunner never had a gun. And Stunner was like, bitch, I did not have no motherfucking gun chasing you. Nah, Biggie just had the fear of God in her, and that's why she ran, honey. So, yeah, Biggie storms off, goes into the bus, and that's that. So in the next scene, the girls are packing to go to the next city, which is St. Louis. So then Natalie and Biggie start going back and forth and discussing what had happened the night prior. Biggie feels like, Natalie shouldn't have gone off on her in front of everybody, especially the newbies, because she doesn't want to make the newbies feel like they can talk to her any old kind of crazy way. But I was thinking to myself, bitch, but you got on the mic too. That was you. In fact, you were the first one on the mic. This bitch stupid. But then Natalie was like, look, if I would have known that playing Stunner Girl's song would trigger you so much, I wouldn't have played it. I'm not that type of bitch. And I'm thinking to myself, bull the fuck shit. Yes, you is, Natalie. You messy. You stirred the pot ever since 2009 on Bad Girls Club, boo-boo. Then they cut to Summer, Big Lex, and Bad Dolly talking about what happened the night prior, how Summer, got beat by Jela. But they're like, shit. If she beat you, we couldn't tell because she had a stank-ass attitude the rest of the night. And I'm like, girl, it's giving cope. It's giving cope. So then Nunu and Pretty P come out. And Pretty P in the confessionals is like, look, I thought whoever lost the fight is going home. Why the fuck is Summer still here? So then they proceed to go under this cabana to sit down because they have a house meeting with Natalie Dem. So then the OGs pull up. And they all have a house meeting. So Natalie starts out the meeting and says, look, I expect the OGs to have a certain level of respect for me. And Biggie, basically, you're getting DP'd. You're no longer allowed on the private jet with me. You have to ride the bus with the newbies. And I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And honestly, I'm kind of happy about it. Biggie needs a reality check, okay? She needs to be humbled a little bit, knock down a few pegs, because this bitch acting like she run this shit, honey. Being all stuck up to the newbies, acting like she better. Nah, bitch, you a regular cast member, okay? You ain't higher than nobody. You are a cast member just like how the newbies are a cast member. Get it together, you fat bitch. So then Biggie's like, well, I started on the bus in Baddies West. It is what it is. I'll do what I do. Da, 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 da. But you can see in her soul and in her being, she is crushed, honey. She is crushed. So then, Anita Big Mac and her ass beat says, look, I'm going to go with Biggie on the bus. I'm not going to be on the private jet either. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Babu, buy you a house and a car. So then Natalie announces that Tinkerbell is going to be on the private jet now and Big Lex. And I'm like, oh, okay, honey. Scotty says something interesting. She's like, if it was me, I feel like Natalie would have had a whole different reaction, but maybe it's growth. And I was thinking to myself, what do you mean? Like, you feel like if it was you, she would have beat you up, but since it's Biggie, she's not? I don't think so. In fact, if it was you acting that way, I feel like Natalie would have been nicer to you. So I didn't understand that analogy, Scotty. But maybe you just wanted to say something because you need to say something on your confessional look so you won't be boring. But you are. But I do like this wig, this long, dark wig you have on, and this dress is good. This you're on point with, honey. This you're on point with. So then Rolethia brings up, like, so what's going to go on with this whole sending somebody home over losing the fight? Natalie basically says that, oh no, nobody's going to go home. It is what it is. You guys both did y'all's big one. And I'm like, girl, Natalie, you knew that no one was going to go home all along. You just wanted to pit these hoes against each other and play little mind games. And I'm like, whatever, ho, whatever. It was entertaining to watch. So then Slim comes walking in, honey, and Rolly immediately starts grilling Slim, talking about, bitch, you were at the club dancing last night. Like, what the fuck? This is not assistant behavior. Da-da-da-da. Slim is like, well, bitch, I'm not your assistant. Never was your assistant. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, bitch, you were. You definitely were. You definitely sat down in that restaurant and groveled at Rolly's feet and agreed to be her assistant. But okay, whatever. Maybe you were drunk and you just don't remember. So Natalie then, is messy and brings her phone out, and it shows that, Slim was dancing in the club. She also clowns Slim's outfit, talking about, is this the dress code for an assistant? Is this the dress code for the assistant? Natalie really does not fuck with Slim. Like, Natalie does not at all, and she and everybody else on that show is playing in her face. So then Rolly gets off her seat and says, bitch, you're fired, honey. You're fired. And she says, look, I'm going to allow you to stay for another day, but tomorrow we're going to have a meeting to discuss what to do with you. Okay. So then they all get up, and the newbies get on the bus, and then Nunu and Biggie start going back and forth. Nunu's like, bitch, you snuck me. Biggie's like, no, I didn't. You saw me coming. And I'm like, bitch, if you want to get technical, yeah, she was facing you, but in reality, it was a sneak. You were not when you're just seeing someone and they just attack you out of nowhere, to me, that's a sneak. Now, some people will say that's an ambush, but honestly, I feel like it was a sneak. Anita Big Mac herself was like, yeah, we did sneak her, Biggie. We did sneak her. And basically, nothing gets resolved because in the next episode, these hoes are going to fight, specifically her and Biggie. So then they cut to the OGs getting on to the private jet, yada, 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 yada. So they first start off talking about Biggie. Tasiki is in the confessionals acting like she's not fucking with Natalie's decision. She doesn't like it at all. But during the scene, she stays silent, doesn't say anything. And I'm like, well, Tasiki, you should have spoke up. I bet Natalie will back down to you. But no, you want to stay on the private jet. You want to stay getting the OG treatment, honey. So that's why you kept your motherfucking mouth shut. Oh, never mind. Tasiki actually did say something, but she said like a really politically correct statement like, you guys just need to keep the peace and do-do-do-do-do-do, but really didn't check Natalie. Because like I said, she wants the OG treatment. So then they start talking about what to do with Slim, and Rolly's like, we need to fire her. She needs to go home. Do-do-do-do-do. So then they do a dramatic cut to all the girls when Rolly says Slim is going to go home. And that's how this episode ends. But it looks like next week it's going to be motherfucking fight night, honey. Because we see Pretty P and Dolly scrap, Slim and Summer scrap, Nunu and Biggie scrap, and then Rolethia and Strung Out Slim scrap. But I want to know what you guys think, and this is the video the YouTube algorithm thinks you should watch next.